There are 3 sport utility vehicles collecting dust on used car lots right now that dealerships are practically begging people to take, and every single one of them has the mechanical DNA to hit 500,000 miles. Not 200,000, not 300,000. I am talking 500,000 miles on the original drivetrain with nothing exotic in the maintenance routine, just oil changes, brake pads, and transmission fluid on schedule. That is it. These are not theoretical numbers. I have personally worked on examples of all 3 of these sport utility vehicles with over 300,000 miles, still running like they just rolled off the assembly line. And the prices right now? Insulting! People are walking right past these to overpay for crossovers with CVT transmissions and turbocharged 4-cylinder engines that will be in the junkyard before these vehicles even need their first major repair. After 22 years of turning wrenches, I know which vehicles come back on a flatbed and which ones just keep showing up for oil changes. These 3 are in that second category, the ones that mechanics drive home to their own families. And sport utility vehicle number 1 has the same engine family as one of the most legendary vehicles ever built, sitting on a dealer lot for less than a loaded Camry. Today I am counting down the 3 most legendary sport utility vehicles rotting on lots that will easily hit 500,000 miles. I am going deepest on number 1 because once you understand what is under that hood, you will never look at the used sport utility vehicle market the same way. Let's get into it. Number 3, Chevrolet Suburban. Number 3 is the longest-running nameplate in automotive history. It has been in continuous production since 1935, 90 years, and the used market treats it like it is disposable. You can pick one up right now for under $20,000 with an engine that has been refined over decades into something borderline unkillable. I had a fleet manager come into my shop 2 years ago. He ran a livery service, mostly Suburbans. His oldest, a 2012 LT with the 5.3-liter Vortec Vive 8, had 387,000 miles. I put it on the lift, checked compression on all 8 cylinders, inspected the transmission, and pulled codes. Compression was within spec on every cylinder. Transmission shifted clean. He had done oil changes every 5,000 miles with full synthetic, and transmission fluid services every 50,000 miles. That Suburban was still earning him money every single day. Here is what most people do not understand. The 5.3-liter V8 is from General Motors' legendary LS and Vortec small block family. It uses a simple pushrod design with 2 valves per cylinder, fewer moving parts than the overhead cam engines in most competitors. The block is cast iron on most variants, which handles heat cycles better than aluminum over hundreds of thousands of miles. Owners regularly report 200,000 to 300,000 miles with basic maintenance, and the disciplined ones push well past that. One thing to know, some 2007 to 2014 models with active fuel management, General Motors cylinder deactivation system, can develop oil consumption and lifter issues. Avoid this by checking the oil consumption history, sticking with owners who ran full synthetic, or installing a $250 plug-and-play AM/FM disabler that eliminates the problem permanently. For transmissions, the 6L86 speed automatic from 2007 onward is a heavy-duty unit, also used in General Motors 2500 trucks. It is overbuilt for the Suburban. I recommend 2010 and newer for the best reliability. Pricing. A 2014 Suburban LT with 100,000 miles goes for $16,000 to $21,000. Compare that to a Toyota Land Cruiser of the same era at $45,000 to $55,000. That is a $25,000 plus difference for two-body, on-frame V8 SUVs with legitimate half-million-mile potential. My inspection checklist. Check oil level and color. Dark and low means neglected maintenance and possible AFM issues. Listen for a persistent lifter tick after warm-up. Inspect underneath for frame rust, especially from northern states, and test the four-wheel drive. Any grinding means transfer casework at about $1,800. Repair costs from my shop on a Suburban: brake pads all four wheels, $340. Water pump, $580. Spark plugs, $260. These are real numbers, not dealer prices. The parts availability on the 5.3 Vortec is unlike anything else in the industry. Every auto parts store in America has components for this engine on the shelf right now. You will never be stranded waiting for a special order part. That matters when you are trying to keep a vehicle running for decades. Bottom line, you are getting the most interior space of any SUV on the road. A V8 engine family with millions of units proving its durability, 121 cubic feet of cargo space with the seats folded, seating for up to 9, and a platform designed for commercial fleet duty. It is cheap because it gets 15 to 18 miles per gallon, and people think big V8 engines are outdated. Let them think that while you drive yours to 500,000 miles. Number 2, Lexus GX 460. I need you to understand something about the GX 460. This is a body-on-frame SUV built on the same platform as the Toyota 4Runner, with significant engineering DNA from the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. This is not a crossover pretending to be an SUV. This is a legitimate truck-based vehicle with full-time four-wheel drive and a 2-speed transfer case wrapped in Lexus leather. Last spring, a retired couple came in looking at used 4Runners for road trips. A 2018 4Runner TRD off-road with 65,000 miles was listed at $34,000. I showed them a 2017 GX 460 with 72,000 miles. Same body-on-frame construction. A bigger, more refined 4.6-liter V8. Leather-heated seats. Premium audio. $28,500. They were confused. The Lexus was cheaper than the Toyota because the 4Runner has become a lifestyle brand while the GX gets overlooked. The 1URFE 4.6-liter V8 is part of Toyota's UR engine family, shared with the Lexus LS 460, Toyota Tundra, and Land Cruiser. It is naturally aspirated, no turbos. The timing chain is designed to last the life of the engine. Toyota built this engine to survive the harshest environments on Earth. In the GX, it is barely working. That is the recipe for extreme longevity. RepairPal reports average annual maintenance costs of $770, with just a 9% probability of a major repair. Compare that to a BMW X5 at over $1,000 per year, or a Range Rover Sport above $1,500. A 2017 GX 460 that's stickered for $55,000 is selling now for $27,000 to $33,000 with 70,000 to 90,000 miles. You are getting decades of proven reliability ahead at half cost. Inspection tips. Check for timing chain rattle on cold start. A brief rattle that disappears is fine. Persistent rattle means expensive work. Inspect the air suspension if equipped. A sagging corner means a failed air spring, $800 to $1,200 per corner, though many owners convert to coil springs for $600 total. Check brake rotors for pulsation. The GX is heavy and eats front brakes. Factor $450 for new rotors and pads if needed. Buy one for $28,000 to $32,000 with 70,000 miles. Budget $5,000 in maintenance over the next 200,000 miles. You will be driving a vehicle that feels genuinely premium, runs on bulletproof Toyota engineering, and will owe you absolutely nothing at 300,000 miles while your neighbor is on their third BMW lease. Who should buy this? Anyone who wants Land Cruiser reliability in a luxury wrapper at half the price. Highway commuters who want smooth, quiet V8 power that will last decades. And anyone smart enough to buy based on engineering rather than badge appeal. Who should skip it? If fuel economy is a priority, the GX gets 15 to 18 miles per gallon. If you want the latest infotainment tech, the pre-2020 models feel dated. And if you need maximum cargo space, the GX is significantly smaller inside than the Suburban. If this kind of straight talk is helping you, hit subscribe. I have more videos coming on the SUVs dealerships push versus the ones that actually make sense. Number 1, Toyota Sequoia. There is a full-size 3-row body-on-frame SUV sitting on used car lots for $18,000 to $25,000 with the exact same 5.7-liter V8 engine family as the Toyota Land Cruiser 200 series. The same block, the same heads. The Land Cruiser that the United Nations and militaries around the world trust to survive the most brutal conditions on the planet. That engine, 3URFE, is sitting under the hood of the second-generation Sequoia, and nobody cares. 3 words: underrated and reliable. 3 years ago, a guy needed a reliable 3-row SUV for his growing family. Budget $25,000. Looking at Expeditions and Tahoes. I showed him a 2016 Sequoia SR5 with 78,000 miles for $22,400. He had never considered it. Nobody talks about it. He bought it. I saw him last month at 141,000 miles. Total unscheduled repairs in 3 years, $0. His exact words, best vehicle I have ever owned. The 3URFE 5.7-liter V8 produces 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque. Naturally aspirated, no turbos, no direct injection headaches, timing chain for life. Toyota built this engine to survive African deserts and Siberian winters in the Land Cruiser. In the Sequoia, it leads a cushy suburban life, hauling kids to practice and towing boats on weekends. It is chronically understressed. That is why these things last so long. I have personally worked on 4 second-generation Sequoias with over 300,000 miles on the original engine and transmission. Not heard about them online. Hands-on, in my shop, on my lift. The 6-speed automatic transmission is equally impressive. It is a conventional torque converter unit. No dual clutch nonsense, no continuously variable transmission belts to slip. Change the fluid every 60,000 miles and it will outlast the body. The numbers that should make you angry. A 2016 Sequoia SR5 with 80,000 miles goes for $20,000 to $25,000. A 2016 Land Cruiser with similar miles, $50,000 to $58,000. A 2016 4Runner TRD Pro, $38,000 to $43,000. More expensive than the Sequoia, with a smaller interior and a less powerful V6. IC Cars gives the Sequoia an 8.4 out of 10 reliability rating, ranking it second out of 12 most reliable large SUVs, with a 44.8% chance of reaching 200,000 miles. Repair costs from my shop. Brakes, all 4 wheels, $350. Transmission fluid change, $210. Spark plugs at 120,000 miles, $280. Water pump if it ever fails, $720, but rare before 200,000 miles. Compare that to a Ford Expedition with an EcoBoost engine. Turbo replacement, $2,000 to $200 per side. Timing chain job, $2,800 to $3,500. Intercooler leak, $900. The Sequoia simply does not have those failure points. No turbos to blow, no intercoolers to crack, no direct injection carbon buildup. It just runs. My inspection checklist. Check for a secondary air injection system code. It is emissions related, not drivetrain. It does not affect longevity, but it is $600 to fix. Use it to negotiate. Inspect lower ball joints after 100,000 miles, about $400 for both sides. Check frame rust on northern vehicles. And my pro tip, find one with a tow package that was never used for towing. The tow package means a factory, heavy-duty cooling system and transmission cooler, but no towing stress on the drivetrain. That is a unicorn. This is the single best used SUV you can buy under $25,000 for long-term ownership. 3 rows, V8 power, body on frame. The same engine that survives war zones in the Land Cruiser. Selling for less than a new Kia Sportage because nobody knows what it is. Who should buy this? Families, hands down. This is one of the best family haulers ever built. Highway commuters who never want to worry about being stranded. Anyone who would buy a Land Cruiser if they could afford one. You probably cannot. Buy the Sequoia instead. It is the same philosophy in a bigger, cheaper package. Who should skip it? If fuel economy matters, the Sequoia gets 13 to 17 miles per gallon. If you want modern infotainment and driver assists, the second-generation interior feels dated. And if you need serious off-road capability with locking differentials and crawl control, the 4Runner or Land Cruiser is a better fit. The Sequoia handles dirt roads and light trails fine, but it was not built for rock crawling. Here is my final take. If I had to buy one SUV right now to drive for the next 20 years with the lowest possible total cost of ownership, I would buy a second-generation Sequoia and never look back. So there it is. 3 legendary SUVs the market forgot but mechanics did not. The Suburban with its battle-tested Vortec V8. The Lexus GX 460 with Land Cruiser DNA hiding under a luxury badge. And the Toyota Sequoia, the most undervalued SUV in America. You now know 3 SUVs you can buy for under $30,000 with a legitimate path to 500,000 miles. Next time the salesman pushes a 3-year-old German lease return with a turbo 4 and a dual clutch, you will know better, like if it helped. Subscribe for more car advice. I will keep giving you the truth dealerships will not. Drive safe, take care of your car, and it will take care of you. Take it or leave it. I will see you in the next one.